Good morning all, it's Lynn here from Destiny Fulfilled. I do hope that today finds you well. The card that I've pulled for the collective today is the World. Now the number of the card is 21, which reduces down to a number 3 for those of you that wish to look at the numerology side more. But for me, number 3 is all about manifestation, creation, bringing something to life, right? It's a very positive, very powerful number. And the World card also, it's the last card in the Major Arcana. It's the card of a successful completion of a phase, an event, a project, an activity, a relationship that, you've been involved in. It's all really, really light, positive vibes that I get from this card. It can talk about abundance, success, prosperity. It can talk about traveling as well. It literally traveling the world, although I don't know this stage of the pandemic how easily a lot of us will be traveling the world, but it could also be smaller traveling, right? It could be getting out of your home as those restrictions start to lift and move and ease just a little bit. We can get out of our homes, we can move around a little bit more freely. So that might be what it's actually indicating. Some questions to think about or ponder, what is in sight? What end is in sight, I should say, for you at this time? Can you see that something that has been an important part of your life is coming to a close? Can you see the end in sight? If so, what is it? How does that make you feel when you think about that end of whatever it is for you being in sight? What learnings did you gain from this particular phase, journey, project, activity, relationship? What did you learn? What lessons have been provided to you during this experience that you've had? What challenges have you overcome? What learnings have you received? What strengths did you need to call upon as you progress through this particular journey, this phase? What does it feel like to successfully complete something? Does it feel light and airy, or does it feel like it's been a really long road and all you can feel is relief that it's coming to an end, or somewhere in between that spectrum, right? What does that feel like for you? How does it feel in your body, in your heart, in your soul? What feelings come up for you? And lastly, how can you celebrate or honor this journey that you've been on? Can you do some sort of little ritual, celebration, some sort of, event where you can actually take the time to, respect the journey that you've been on, to honor the journey that you've been on, to, fully appreciate and review and reflect on the activities that you've undertaken, the learnings that you've had, the experiences that you've gained, the feelings that you've felt. What can you do? A little ceremony, a little something to close this off as it comes to an end. Something that we don't do well in our society these days is we don't have rituals of events in life much anymore. Back in much earlier times of our human history, we had rituals of, becoming a woman, becoming a man, marriage. Obviously, that's still a ritual that we have, but, even that's lessening in its occurrences as our society changes. But I think our soul calls for those rituals, calls for those times of recognition, of honouring, of understanding, of, paying our respects, of witnessing someone's journey, someone's growth, someone's change that they're going through. You know, and there are many times in our life where rituals would be very helpful, you know. I know we still have our 18th and our 21st birthdays, and they are, you know, an echo of those rituals that we had in the past. But there are other, you know, there are other events, you know, like, you know, ending a relationship. How do you put a little ritual about that so that it closes it off, you know? Or you can say goodbye properly, right? I mean, that's what funerals are all about, right? About honouring the life of the person that was important to us, but also an ability for us to start to process, to start to, honour and let go of the pain that we might be in around that situation or that loss. And I think it's important that for us as a human being, that we start to learn to bring some of those rituals back into our lives, some of those milestones that we reach, that we can honour, we can celebrate and learn from, use it as a marker. Anyway, enough. I could go back on that all day long. Enough for that. But that's where we find ourselves today as a collective. Something potentially very large that's been in our life is coming to an end. That will manifest differently for everybody. I know for me, certainly I can feel the winds of change starting to come into my personal life, and around one or two different situations where I feel that there is going to be significant change in the upcoming future. And for me, I'll be looking at ways that I can honour the endings that are also coming with those new beginnings. Lots to think on about that. Anyway, that's all I have. I do hope this day does find you well, and that it continues to be one filled with light and love. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye.